I know you can't see me, but I really am here. So I know Carrie talked about Brighid's crosses, and, oh good. Okay, I'm just checking myself out on the actual computer so I know what I'm actually looking like. So Carrie posted about Brighid's crosses, and I did want to talk about that on Monday's Imbolc live stream, but I figured I would show you how to make one now and here. So here and now. So you can create them out of wheat. That is kind of the traditional way to do it. Wheat or reeds or grasses. But the wheat ones are really hard to make. I've made them several times and they don't always stay together very well for me. So I like to make them using what they now evidently call fuzzy sticks. These, oh man, I think it's backwards because I'm using my phone. Sorry. Do they call them fuzzy sticks? We used to call them pipe cleaners. But this is the easiest way to make a Brighid's cross. And I have one that I made with my coven about 10 years ago. That is my favorite Brighid's cross I've ever made. So we're just gonna, I'm just opening this up. I am not like a cooking show with all of my stuff super well prepared tonight. So I actually got these at Walmart. This is natural fuzzy sticks and it has red and brown and green and white. And I thought this was kind of a cool pack because you can use them later as well for other crafts. Anything naturey is awesome, right? But I also, in the one that I made about 10 years ago, I had some sparkly pipe cleaners, fuzzy sticks. That's so funny, fuzzy sticks. And I wanted sparkle in mine, so I also got the fuzzy ones. They were, each bag was about $3, just so you know what you're getting into. All right, so it's super easy. The first thing you want to do is you want to choose which colors you want. Since it's Imbolc, and I will be talking about this more on Monday. So, this right here, just ignore this. I'm sorry. I burned myself, and turns out burns might sometimes actually end up looking like scabs. So, just ignore my hand wound. Just, you know, be careful when you're cooking. So for Imbolc, I like to use red because red is one of Brighid's colors. Red is the color of fire. And with Imbolc, we mostly celebrate, for most people, not everybody, but for most people, we celebrate fire, forge, and inspiration, which are things that Brighid represents and what she can help bring into our lives. And I'll talk more about that on Monday. But I do want to show you how to make this. Main colors are red and white. I also usually like to use black. I don't have a lot of black, so I don't have any black. So I'm just going to take out some brown ones to start. And then I'm going to use, I think my original one had some silver in it. But I'm going to use gold for this and maybe some red sparkles as well. Because we're representing fire. We're bringing fire into our lives. Now, ooh, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. So, one cool thing about the Brighid's crosses is you could just make one, right? You can just make one. We're going to make one right now. However, you can kind of treat it like you would any sort of knot magic. So you can put intention into it. We won't really be tying knots, but it certainly feels that way, especially with the, pipe cleaners because they have the wire in them. So I'll show you how to do it. All right. And I honestly, I can't remember how many you will need, but we'll figure it out as we go. Sound good? Okay. So you want to start with one of your pipe cleaners, and you just want to fold it in half. Easy peasy, just like that. Then you want to take another one, and you can choose your colors at random, or you can be very intentional with them. I'm just going to choose them at random today. So you fold another one pretty much the same way, and kind of like a V. You're going to take like this white one, and I'm going to slide it into the red one, like so. Okay, and that's how I'm going to start it. So I have two like this. And then it's really pretty simple. I'm going to use brown for this one. And instead of like sliding it through like I did that first one, this is the only time that you're going to slide it through and actually connect them. And it's because we need to create a base for our Brigid's cross to start. So with this one, again, I folded it in half, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just slide it right over, make it so the white pipe cleaners are going like through the legs of the brown pipe cleaner. Sounds kind of sexy, right? Okay, and then you're going to rotate it. You're going to keep doing the same thing. So now I'm going to use another red one, just for fun. Again, I'm going to fold it in half. So what I'm going to do is, you'll see, I'm going to put this one again. I'm sliding the brown one through the legs of the red one. So now we have our main kind of beginning of the cross. And you can kind of see the middle of it. So it kind of looks like a little knot. So once I do that, I'm going to rotate it again. The last one again I did was the red. So I will choose another color. For this one I'm going to choose gold. And I'm going to slide it over the red and align it with the first red that I started with. And I'm not going to put it over the red, my initial red. I'm just going to let it lay beside it. Okay? And I will continue on. Maybe I'll use brown this time. Again, you fold it, you put it over, and you'll see this time I'm putting it over both the gold and the red. And again, I'm going to let it lie right aside the white. Let me get it a little closer so you can see kind of what I'm doing. Here, I want some like actual light. Okay. So again, the brown is the last one I did. All right. So I'm going to choose another one. Let's do red tinsel color. And I'm going to slide it over the brown and the white. And again, I'm laying it right next to the first pipe cleaners that we did when we created our first base. Okay, so now you can see it looks a little crazy. You'll see as you do more, it will kind of come together a little bit more easily. Again, see, we can see that this is the one we're working on because it's the only one with the 2 legs, and this one has 4 legs. So I'm just going to put that one over this. All right. So what you do is you basically just continue on. You can see these are laying next to each other. They're not on top of each other. You can put them on top of each other. Wait, oops, I screwed up. Just kidding. Okay, so so because these are the 2 that are straight, you might have caught it before I did. You're going to put this one over this guy. All right, sorry about that. So now we have 4 legs on each part of our Brigid's cross. Okay, so you can just kind of see, you're gonna take a pipe cleaner, fold it in half, and put it over these legs. So now we have 3 legs over here. I'm going to fold another pipe cleaner in half, put it over these legs. So now we have these guys over here. And we're just going to keep building on that, right? So I am going to need more pipe cleaners than I got out. Thank goodness I did buy the big packs, right? So you're just going to build up, and you're kind of weaving, but you're not. There isn't an over and under. There is just, you know what? I want silver. I want a silver one, just for fun. I like all kinds of tinsel. So you just keep putting them over, and you're building it out. You can see I'm placing it next to this guy right here. I'm putting it next to it. I'm not like clinking it over. But as I'm putting it next to it, you can kind of see that this beautiful square shape begins to take place. And it's easier to like hold and manipulate, and you don't feel like it's going to go everywhere. So we just continue doing that. Let's do a white one over here. And when you're doing this, you're kind of basically, whenever you're doing this, you're like, this is the last one I did, the silver one, right? So I'm basically binding that one to the rest of the Brigid's cross with my new pipe cleaner. You know what? I want to add some green. Getting crazy. I like green for Imbolc because, maybe not like a whole bunch, but part of Imbolc is, one of the signs, I guess, of Imbolc is like the quickening of spring. We begin to see some of our bulb plants begin to come out, begin to shine. That could be snowdrops, it could be daffodils, it could be, you know, all different kinds of plants. Just start to kind of poke their heads up over the snow if you have snow. I do not have snow because I live in Southern California. I think I've seen snow maybe 4 times in my whole life. So what I can see with these, you know, what really harkens me like to the signs of spring is the fact in my front yard I have some calla lilies that come up, and they are usually up by February full moon. See, I'm just going to bind this red one with this brown one, and you can see this is really beginning to take shape. And what's really cool with these pipe cleaners is that they're very easy to manipulate. They're very easy to make it stay in place. That has not been my experience with wheat. You might be amazing wheat weaver. I unfortunately am not an amazing wheat weaver. I will probably never be an amazing wheat weaver, and that's okay with me. All right, so we're just going to keep building this out. So a Brigid's cross is also called a solar cross. Really, any equal armed cross is a solar cross. Oh, I don't want that one. I want a green one. I start getting particular about halfway in, if you could tell, if you can't tell. So yeah, so Brigid's cross is a solar cross, but just keep in mind, like pretty much any equal armed cross is a type of solar cross. And of course, Brigid is associated with the sun because she is a fire goddess. She is the goddess of fire, of the forge, creativity, of inspiration. So you can see this little guy right here, it's kind of like poking out a little bit. It's super easy. You could just pull him in. So you can just kind of like straighten out your, I don't want to say stitches because you're not really stitching anything, but you kind of are here. So you can see now I can just hold it with one hand and it's all kind of stuck together. And you can definitely see the weaving that we're doing here. Okay? All right, so I'm just going to keep building this out. This is also something that's really easy to do with kids, especially with the pipe cleaners. It sets up pretty quickly, which is super helpful because I know some of us have short attention spans and we're not even kids. Let's do a brown one again. So what we'll do is we're just going to build this all the way out. You can build it as far as you want. I probably like to do like a 3 or 4 inch in diameter. That's usually how I do my jam. Again, it's a very inexpensive craft if you have a play group or if you're looking for something to do with your kids for Imbolc and you're like, I don't really want to do candle making, because candle making is one of those things that a lot of people also do at Imbolc. But you're looking for something to do with your kids and you want to get your kids involved in the craft. This is a really good way to do so. And also like $3. $3 for some pipe cleaners. You don't have to have sparkles like me if you don't want to, but I guess, I don't know, that's how I live my life. I like shiny objects. I feel like I'm probably not alone in that. Alright, so we're building it out. Mine does look a little bit hectic because I chose so many colors. My original one that I made was just red and black and white and silver. They look really good like that as well. I think I actually had a pattern because I wasn't nearly as fun then as I am now. I wanted it to look perfect. And this is part of this is about the process. And also, you know, like I said, I mentioned about kind of like knot magic. You could even do a chant while you do this because it is very simple. You're basically folding a pipe cleaner and hooking it over something. So you could do a chant, you could sing a song, you could come up with some wishes for the next couple months, or what you want to do in the spring. You can come up with, you know, you can make that part of this. You can make this a strictly celebratory craft, or you can weave in some actual magic. It is up to you. Ooh, I have green sparkles too in here. And you don't just have to do this for Imbolc. You know, this is kind of a fun weaving activity for all times of the year. I feel like I did like 3 sparkles in a row, but that's fine. Okay, so it's getting to the point where I'm kind of getting to be done, you know. So there are a couple ways you can finish off your Brigid's cross. You can just leave it like this. This doesn't really work for like a wheat cross. You could just probably twist the last one that you did to kind of finish it off and to seal it and be done with it like that. Most people traditionally will bind the ends of the cross. And so let's use this red sparkly one to do that. All right. So I just basically, I will loop all these together. I'll grab all these and I'll just take a piece of pipe cleaner. I feel like I'm just going to refuse to call them fuzzy sticks because while they are fuzzy sticks, you know, they're pipe cleaners. Okay, so see, it kind of comes up to a little point here. And we'll just do that. And you'll see some of them are shorter and some of them are longer. That's just because some of them are closer to the center and some of them are wider. Some of them are closer to the center, so they are going to be longer, and some are closer to the outside, so they're going to be a little shorter. All right, just about done. You can just wrap it. You could wrap it a ton of times around. You can just bind it the best you can. Doesn't really matter, just as long as it's kind of bound. Done. Look at that. And there you go. Brigid's cross. Now this is really festive and kind of funny because there's so many fun colors, but they all kind of come back to the Imbolc. And you can see the back. Since we did such a good job laying them right next to each other, they're pretty much the same. So you can place this flat on your altar. You can hang it on your wall. You might even be able to stand it up, depending on, like, you know, you can open it. This is another good thing about the pipe cleaners is you can kind of spread them out so they're almost like feet and stand them up. It's not working for me, probably because I'm trying to make it work on a camera, but you can totally do that as well. So I thought I would make you a quick video on how to do this, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys later, and I'll see you on Monday for Imbolc's live stream, where I talk to you about Imbolc and then and Brigid, and then the following Monday is the manifestation live stream, which I'm also super excited about. So I will talk to you soon. Bye.